how the fuck's it going, everybody? So, I'm toying with the audio this video because got a couple comments about the last video where the audio is a little low. So I've turned it up for this. So hopefully that's fixed. Shout out to the people, I can't remember their names, but thank you for letting me know in the comments that it was a little low. How about that game? The Bruins defeat the Capitals 4-1 to go up 3-1 in the series. Crazy penalty-filled game, especially when the Capitals decided to start, being a little cheap. But so first period was kind of quiet. Then in the second period, you had the Bruins take a 1-0 lead off a Brad Marchand tip-in, assisted by Pasta and Charlie McAvoy. But not before that, just before that, we had Dmitry Orlov absolutely leave his feet and attempt to he did end the night of Kevin Miller by leaving his feet and making contact with Kevin Miller's head. 2 minutes for roughing. Kevin Miller had to leave the game. He was transported to a local hospital for scans. 2 minutes for roughing. And then 2 minutes for roughing Charlie Coyle when Coyle stood up for Miller. Coyle got 2 minutes for roughing him back. But that put the Bruins on the power play, which allowed Brad Marchand to score. Things got chippy. Another point in the second period. Can't remember if it was before or after this. Samsonov went down with an injury, and the whistle was blown while the Bruins had the puck in their own end. He was fine. He did not leave the game. Not exactly sure why there was a whistle either, because the Bruins had the puck. The Capitals had the puck just before the Bruins did. Why didn't they blow it when the Capitals had the puck? That kind of upset me. At this point, end of the second period, it's 1-0 Boston. Boston is on a power play, though. Okay, they're on the power play because of a interference call against Anthony Mantha for cross-checking Charlie McAvoy. "29 seconds into the third period, Pastrnak with his first of the playoffs, he absolutely snipes it past Samsonov. I know he wants to be called like Samsonov or something, but I don't really care. Okay? Like that's the crazy thing here. I don't care. There was another part in, I want to say it was the third. It might have been the first. I just remember Samsonov was down on the right end of the ice that he's on twice a game. There was a dump in, and Marchand goes by him, doesn't do anything to him, and Samsonov flops. Like, come on, dude. You're yeah, okay, Jack Edwards, the wonderful commentator, totally unbiased. Yeah, that guy. He said that Samsonov had failed his acting class twice, so that means it was definitely the third, because we've been referencing the failure of a fake injury. But shortly after the Pastrnak goal, Charlie Coyle gets his first of the playoffs, which is huge for him. He's been in a rut lately, so it was good to see Charlie score one. Assist by DeBrusque. But after that, right, Tom Wilson decides that he wants to continue trying to be a piece of shit. Earlier in the game, he had taken down, I'm trying to remember who he took down from behind. I think Wagner hit him, and then I made a comment to my dad, because I watch all the games with my dad. And I made a comment to my dad saying, guarantee you Wilson loses his head after that hit. He turns around and suplexes someone. Doesn't get anything. Which I believe is why they gave a penalty to Garnet Hathaway when he roughed Patrice Bergeron. It was a light roughing call. So Hathaway basically just jumped on Bergeron's back. But Tom Wilson cross-checks Nick Ritchie in the back, cross-checks him in the back of the neck while he's on the ground. And then Brandon Carlo got off the bench after the goal and roughed Ovechkin, so it's unsportsmanlike conduct. So at this point, it's 3-1, and then Ovechkin puts one in the net on the power play that ensued after Brad Marchand committed interference against John Carlson. It was an extremely soft penalty. Marchand was just going to the net, and Carlson was behind him and went down. Don't really think there was much there. But Ovi puts one in on the power play. Is it as usual? Oh, I'm going to bomb it and I'm going to score because I don't move from my spot. I'm great for not moving. No, I'm not lazy. No, it's a cross. It would have gone wide by about 10 feet, but Carlo put it in the net with a skate. So it's 3-1 Bruins. Then they go on the power play again a little bit later in the game for Anthony Mantha interfering with Tuukka Rask. The NBC guys are like, oh, he just didn't know where he was. You sure about that? He looks up, sees where he was, and then continues his path of action and skates into Tuukka Rask. Yeah, he sure looked like a guy who didn't know where he was. But on the power play, Matt Grzelcyk gets his first of the playoffs, assisted by Charlie McAvoy, who I think he's the player of the playoffs so far. He's got 5 assists. He's been killing it. And Taylor Hall. There were some people who were upset because Craig Smith knocked John Carlson's stick out of his hand. He lightly stick lifted it, and Carlson basically just threw his stick. It was. But he threw he knocked his stick out of his hand. No, he threw his stick in the air. Penalty filled game though, so Bruins win 4-1. Charlie Coyle was in the box with 3 minutes left for delaying the game. With the empty net, everyone's just shooting at it because it's 6-on-4 for the last two of the last 3 minutes. Oshie made a couple good saves. He took the puck off of Marchand's stick. Made a save on Bergeron, I think. So Oshie played really well for the Capitals. So shots were 37-20 Bruins. Absolutely just dominated the game. 156% of the faceoffs. Were 3 for 5 on the power play. Hits were 38-34 to the Capitals, and you got Tom Wilson just running around trying to decapitate people. It was nice because early in the third period, while the Bruins are on the penalty kill, Ovechkin just drives into Marchand's back, and everyone's like, "Oh, what a hit!" And it's just like, okay, cool, he hit someone. Then later in the game, Ovechkin gets drilled from behind by Pastrnak in open ice. No boarding, nothing wrong with it. It was a clean hit. He still has the puck on his stick. He's on one knee, and Marchand comes by and cleans him up. So that was nice to see because Ovechkin's just a punk. 17 blocked shots for the Bruins. The defense tonight was immaculate. So your time on ice leaders, Ovechkin led the Capitals in time on ice with 21 minutes, 11 of which came on the power play. Their defensive time on ice leader was John Carlson with 24 minutes. Samsonov made 33 saves on 37 shots. Really looked like he was gonna come out of the game for Craig Anderson, who would have been playing on his birthday. Happy birthday, Craig Anderson. Turned 40 today. I thought, I didn't realize it was Anderson on the bench at first, though. I thought it was Copley on the bench, and I was like, oh boy, we're going to get to see Copley. But no, it was Anderson. Capitals player of the day. I would have to say probably TJ Oshie. He made some really clutch plays towards the end. I mean, it's hard to be clutch when you're losing by 3, but it seemed like he was one of the few who actually had faith in his team all the way to the end. As it looked like the Capitals just gave up it looked like they were just out of it. It looked like Wilson was just trying to run around, hurt people, which is what I'm really scared about for the next couple games as a Bruins fan. But enough about the Capitals. That's not why anybody's here. I'd hope not. At least Boston Bruins. Player of the game for me definitely has to be McAvoy. 3 assists. Let's see. Yeah, he's got I don't understand how he can have 3 assists with a plus minus of 0, but considering he was literally the feed pass. Like, yeah, okay. He was our defensive leader for time on ice, 26 minutes and 18 seconds. Believe that was most in the game. It was. Offensive player of the most time on ice would be David Krejci, who was out there for 20 minutes and 28 seconds. 6 minutes and 15 seconds was on the power play. He had a really good game. Taylor Hall got an assist again. It was really nice to see Pasta and Coyle be able to net some. That should hopefully get him going. And Tuukka Rask was 19 for 20 on the saves. 3 stars of the game would have to be McAvoy, Pasta, and Marchand. They all just had really solid games. Marchand with a goal and no other points, but he did have 2 more shots on goal and a couple nice hits. Pastrnak with goal and an assist, and McAvoy with 3 assists. So those are the 3 stars of the game. Really getting tired of these ticky-tack calls still, though. There was a slashing call called on... I want to say it was DeBrusk. Yeah, so DeBrusk had a breakaway. He's coming back on the back check, and it's one of those light little taps that they were calling in the regular season, but like never call in the postseason. So that was a little sketch, but you know, I'm just not a fan of those ticky-tack slashes. Even in the regular season, I'm not. Like, even when they're called against the other team, like, I find it hard to like those penalties because they just don't feel like they're actual penalties. Like, they're just, I don't know. That is going to do it for me today, though. Bruins up 3-1 in the series going into Washington for Game 5 and looking to close them out on home ice, or on away ice. I believe it's next Friday starting that the Bruins, next Saturday, TD Garden will be at 100% capacity. So, personally, I don't know if the Bruins play again in a partially filled Garden. I think our next home game might. I mean, like, I'm being a little optimistic here that we win this game, but I believe the next time the Bruins play in the Garden will be full capacity. That's going to do it for me. Have a good one, everybody. Like, subscribe, if you want. I don't care. Yeah, and once again, we'll go with peanut butter again if you reach the end. Yeah. Adios, amigos, and see you next time.